Yes, it's that easy. MTN. What are we doing today? It's midnight. You're on an important call. Suddenly you hear...
You have 1 minute remaining.
You quickly check your wallet. And there's no cash. What if you could recharge without cash and even get some bonus? Low on credit? No problem. Recharge your MTN line by downloading my MTN NG app or dial star 904 hash to buy airtime directly from your bank account anytime, any day, and enjoy a 15% bonus on every recharge. Yes, it's that easy. MTN. What are we doing today?
There's a new cuisine in town. A glass of wine, a cup of coffee, and if you're like me, a glass of smoothie. With Signals served on Lagos Talks 91.3 every Saturday at 10 a.m. Your mind will dream again.
That's okay, 'cause we hopeful.
Welcome back to Signals on 91.3 Lagos Talks. My name is Adeomi Ushudu. We just had Signals Marketplace and God, you just missed. Anyway, we'll continue next week Saturday. We're talking food and market pricing realities this morning with the rate at which things are food, granite that we used to buy at 5 naira, okay, 5 naira, 10 naira, 20, it's now 20 naira. Then I was going along, I think I was going out within the week, and then the gentleman who was driving was complaining that the bottle of granite at 500 is now 1,500. I said it's okay. I just heard it and I just told you that okay, it's getting there. I have with me okay, so here's the thing, right? I have to, if you laugh, she's an English graduate of Obafemi Awolowo University. She caught a tit in broadcast industry on Nigeria's largest radio network, Radio Nigeria, as a Yoruba news reader and content producer, and she has been doing that for a decade and 2 years and counting. When she's not on radio, she's comparing events, and then she likes to do she's either a B master, spelling bees, or let me not tell you where I went to go and look for trouble with me. I know I used to laugh, because hey, I'm talking to my people. Just calm down first. So when she's not on radio, she's comparing corporate events, translates voice content to Yoruba and Pidgin for brands, and she's presently a media trainer and a business development manager. But when she's not doing any of that, she's looking for trouble in the market, right? She's a food blogger. And I'll tell you how we met. It was at an event we worked, and I looked at her and she was really analyzing food. I'm like, it's not all of us that know how to go to market. Somebody like me, my mother knows. If you take me to the market, I'll be crying. Right? And then one day, and I just saw the love of which she would analyze markets when she goes to the market, and then she would write about it on her Facebook page. And I'm like, what's going on? So I said that, as Oshodi, she has to do FBI small. I was like, okay, I needed to have on the show, and let's even hear from somebody who likes to go to the market. A food blog focuses on market pricing and the average Nigerian's reality, and how to navigate them and how to eat, like she rightly said when she was sending me her profile, how to eat during supper while retaining your food nutrients. I have with me Temitope Omole, media trainer and food blogger. Welcome to Signals on 91.3.
Thank you very much for having me.
So, before we cause trouble, because we're about to, let me use that lingua of causing trouble, is the love for is, yes, you're not a, your boy used to say, Mike, I don't know, translate that. You're not a...
Everything just flew from my head. The Yoruba kind of just flew from my head. Okay, so I am not familiar with the mic, but I've not actually been with the mic in like 2 years, so I'm a bit nervous.
Don't be nervous, just calm down.
Thank you very much.
The signals are right now, we just take over you.
Thank you very much.
So we're talking food and market realities, and I've seen you write about it, right? And that's even what got my attention. That this woman will go. And you know the funny thing, she will now in her nice slippers and joggers and be attacking all those, not attacking, like be not that, you know that some aunties and uncles, no, not uncles, well, some men. So I
market
don't know.
pricing, like I learned well. Like it's a taboo for you to follow your mommy to the market and then maybe she sends you to the market to buy, say, beef. You go to the market to buy beef, for instance.
Beef is error.
Yes, Aaron. And then you get there and the meat seller puts, you know how they have this meat, they just slash into different portions and all of that. And usually, it's always easier for us, the children and the younger ones, to go there and just say, if I'm giving you 1,000, if I'm giving you 1,500. I mean, the mothers get there.
Because it's 1,000 and 1,500.
You know, and we watch our mothers go there and just pick the largest.
As in the audacity.
The bashi, and then she will now just, the meat seller goes 10,000 naira. And then
Your mother is looking
your
at
mother
you.
opens her mouth and goes 1,500. And in
As in,
your mind, you're
you
like,
want to twelve for
from
others.
10,000 to 1,000 naira. And I used to watch my own do this in the Dumota market where they put the meat inside brown paper. I don't know if they still do that now, but they put it on the floor more and into bowls. But they had this brown paper and they would just carry the meat and run after you everywhere. And then just have these huge prizes for it. And then at the end of the day, the meat that was pegged at 10,000 naira from the beginning, she might get it for, say, maybe 3 or maybe 4. And then you are awed that, oh, really? So if I didn't see this happen, I probably would have told myself that if the meat seller had sold it to me at 8, I still got a good bargain. But the
Your mother
reality
will beat
is,
you when you get back up.
oh, and then she asked me for the price, and you're probably like, won't buy.
So I think how I learned mine is I had this aunt of mine when she's going to the market. She just tells them that I want around 200 and they will cut the money. So I decided to go to the market, right? With if I have 1,000 naira, they're not now where the reka of rice is now 950. 1,000. I'm like, okay, I want pepper, please. I'll now go there.
Okay.
And now to tell the women that please, I want around 300, pepper 200, right? And then they'll just cut ugu 100 naira, 200 naira. I like ugu a lot. And then I'll get home. That's how I just knew how to price. But then to go and then, you know, most market women, most market men, they know when you are truthful. They know the people that come and stress them. They know. But me, I just go to the market. Until now, I'm like, is that the last price? Okay, go. I just take it. I do not want to.
I just think that
And then going to that market can be careful.
when you go into the market,
Okay.
well dressed, sounding very elitist,
Yeah,
and
very posh.
blowing grammar, you set yourself up,
Okay.
and of course, it's not every time that I go to the market that I dress like I want them to know that don't cheat me. So if I'm coming from work, for instance, and I'm still dressed work dress, I just make sure I get there, and then when this conversation starts, I'm quick to say, Shalako we down. Like, for those who don't understand Yoruba, what that means is that did this educated person commit an offense by just being educated? I mean, should you rip her off just because she's educated? But I think that with the present realities that we have, you cannot afford to go to the market and say cut meat. The only time now that I do cut meat 1,000 for me is if I am approaching the old man who sells meat just very close to my house, who knows me very well and knows that on a very good day, this is how much meat this person will buy. So when I go there and I say, Baba Ejo, just cut 1,000 naira meat for me, or 1,500. Baba knows that it is
that were good days.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he cuts it, and when I go home, and I'm blessing Baba like, okay, this was really good. But this is not the time to go and just go there and then they give you and say, because the cash itself is not there. It's not there. You were mentioning groundnuts when you started.
Yes.
You said, so now a bottle of groundnuts, an
It's
average of
1,500.
1,000 to 1,500. 1, 2 if you're buying old groundnuts, that is not fresh.
So there's old groundnuts.
Oh yes, you get there, the groundnut is not very fresh. You can tell from the coloring of the groundnut that is already changing. It can't be as crunchy as it was when it was made, and all of those things. Then 1,500. Some people will sell 1,800. If you're buying in the supermarket, for instance, you're
4,000, 3,000.
But the derica of the raw one, the last time I bought, because I wanted to buy, I bought at 800. As in now is 950. And I know we'll still buy for 1,000. So at some point, the derica of base was going for, and the good one, so you say the oloyin. An average person doesn't buy drum, even though that was what we grew up eating. But an average person now, everybody wants to eat the oloyin beans, and they will start with the okpelebe, original, olo 1, olo 2, olo 10. And that now gives you the different prices and all of that. But then again, this is the reality where good food is better than medication. Good food,
Yes, true.
more like keeps you away from the hospital. good food just makes sure that you are good to go. I mean, I love Nigerians with the saying of probably no they finish chop. But now, if the buying of the purchasing power is not there, how do you chop?
Very well.
Very well, and still like have some change.
Okay.
To move around.
Before I start to ask you all of that, why the love for food?
Why
Because
the love
the
for
question is,
food?
describe your food blogging. Why all
Okay,
of that?
why all of that? Okay, so everyone has this thing that they like or that they love, as the case may be. I kind of
You like to be entering poto inside the market.
I started food early. I got into the kitchen pretty early. And I mean, I was raised in a home where Christmas, New Year, Easter, all of those festive periods, we cook in bulk and take around the streets and all of that. And so I watched how my mom would do 16 jerrycans of rice or 32 jerrycans of rice to this number of cubes of Maggi to this size of soup to this tin of tomato paste, this butter and all of that. So I mean, I watched, and she wouldn't just let you just watch. She say, bring this. If she's using this number of cubes of seasoning, she will tell you to unwrap it and put it, pound it if you have to, powder it up if you have to. But you watched her do all of that.
The process.
Yeah, so I started this early, and she loved herself enough to, when it got to a certain stage and she just felt, okay, so I've shown these people enough. It's time for you to be able to do it. She stepped back. She would she'll be upstairs. We'll be cooking downstairs, and then you will go upstairs and take the rice to go and show her.
The measurements.
No, you will do the measurements. You will take it and go and show her, and she will taste for salt, taste for seasoning, taste for
Sweetness.
yes, taste for
The rawness of the rice.
yes. Is it soft enough? Is it midway? Is it half done? Is it fully done?
Huh.
The biggest issue she had with me, and I think I still have to date, is how my rice never really softens. I don't like very soft rice. So she would make sure that the rice is here. Go and put water. And so we did, and so it sort of just, and then the market runs were always done together. On our way back from school, you stop at Mashalasha Laja in Agege, and we'll get down. We already have put the sacks.
The entire market.
We'll put the sacks in the bag in the morning when we're leaving home. And so she gets into the market. We get into the market with her. You know where she's buying the onions. You know where they're buying. You know where she buys corn in bulk. You know where she buys gari in bulk. So this was just this. I mean, back to school, she'd go in there to buy socks, to buy so many things. She just had this way of just knowing where to get things, like at the best rates. And I just found a love for it from there. And so when she decided to trust me,
Trust.
and more like say, okay, I think that's yeah, come
Of
age. You look like you have sense now, so you should be able to do this. And so I loved that she trusted me with that. And so for me, it was, I'm going to show her that
You can price better than her.
no, that she's not making a mistake in trusting me to do this. And so I started to do the food. In fact, by the time I was getting ready to graduate from the university, she would say, hurry up and graduate. So we set up a kitchen business. I was that good. Without sense of modesty.
It's okay.
I was that good. And so I just learned from the best. I think that's what it was. I watched her do it. She allowed me to get into it and then gave herself rest and retired really young and just said, you know what, you guys should do it. And that was it for me. The moment I realized that if something is 500, I can get it for 200. If I don't do this market and I do this other market, it just became something for me that I started to just enjoy.
Okay, so this is me picturing. It's not a lot of. The society forces our agenda. Like even something trending.
Okay.
That about a young lady who said she's 18 and the internet is blowing up at the moment about. Her mom is not around and she's the next person to start to cook, and the girl told the father and the
Siblings,
son
okay,
that please, I'm not cooking. She had online class and all of that, and it's been a battle.
Okay.
Right now, she's the first girl. Now there's a battle with, because I'm a girl, do I automatically have to be in the kitchen? Me, confession right now, I do not like to spend so much time in the kitchen, right?
Okay.
But coming from
That's
that background where a mother has to, every woman in the house has to cook, and then some people will be crossing leg. I don't understand. Anyway, is it like compulsory because of the generation that we're going? So this is where I'm coming to, right? We're in a phase in a season where a lot of our incoming gender
awareness.
They do not want to cook. So we're already declaring that we don't want to cook. We don't want to do any of those stress.
Why I think that there are no issues with it. I mean, do you?
Order your okay. Sorry.
And whatever works. I mean,
because that's women, young girls having to cook very early and all of that.
I think we have moved away from there. But the reality though is this. Well, I didn't grow up in a setup where
you can voice out.
No, where the boys would sit. Yeah, they would sit, they would taste and all of that. But I mean, I grew up watching the guys in the house. The yam is ready for pounding. And they would come and pound. They weren't even made to. They just would come around and then pound. And then on days when they don't want to do it, they just say, we are not pounding. But it's not that they couldn't do it, or that if the mother says, no, pound the yam, they won't pound it. But now, so many things have changed. You have matches to do all of this and all of that. People with their choices. But I also just always think that no knowledge can be lost. You would always need. And I would put that in perspective with the jackpot people.
Yes.
I mean, where you are now, there is only so much. You're settling and all of that. Whether you like it or not, no matter how poorly you can prepare rice as a young man who has found himself in other parts of the world where you are managing resources and all of that. If you went with food stuff, you have palm oil, you have rice, you have seasoning, you have salt. You better jam it together for some time. Along the line, it starts to taste like the biggest brand of rice anywhere, because you would have to somehow. So you should at least have. I have 2 brothers, and my brothers, I'm sure, cook better than me. So I know that maybe the generation is different, but I think that in as much as I don't think that it is anybody's role to cook, anybody should be able to cook. I mean, if a man can cook, I mean, I love him better.
Okay.
If he can cook.
I think the issue where I think my fear for kitchen, because my mom didn't really allow me to cook very early, and they wanted to show that I can cook now. And I think it was one day. And I think what we see sometimes is different. I saw my mom pounding yam and she was sweating. I'm like, I'm going to have to pound yam. And that was where the disconnection
happened.
For kitchen happened.
Yeah, but now you have pounding machine, so you can.
Funny enough, I don't now like keep pounding, right? Okay. Like, but give me the one that they. But now, so that disconnection from kitchen sets in very early, and I'm like, so I almost. It's not as if I cannot cook. I can cook, but
I think it's just nature. For me, my if anybody, I love hosting. I love having people around. I mean, it was in the house. You are making semo for 8-9 people at once. You know, I mean, it wasn't wearing a small. I mean,
it was big family extended together.
So you if you are making a meal per time, the least number of people will be like 8 or 7.
Now we doing pound. I tried to make wheat some days back. It was almost a disaster.
Let's not even go into that your wheat story.
Right. It signals on 91.3. We're talking food and market, food pricing, market realities with Temitope Omole, who's a media trainer and a food blogger. Now I've added consultant to it because she can know how to price. If you want to call us 0809 191 3913 or send us a WhatsApp message 0809 234 5913, and then we are live on YouTube at Young Cerebral. Just go on YouTube at Young Cerebral if you have comments and question. WhatsApp is 0809 234 5913 if you have questions and comment. Now, how many meals now? So let's go down to the nitty-gritty of you, because in your profile you said, where is it again? I'm coming here.
Surviving Sakpa?
Yes, how to survive Sakpa. So let's say I have 1,000 naira.
Okay, that's an exam. Okay, you have 1,000 naira.
At least 1,000
okay,
naira.
so let's go. You have 1,000 naira.
So what can I make with 1,000 naira? 1,000. That Derika. Oh yeah.
Now, there are many dynamics at play here. So 1,000 naira at home and abroad, or as in home and dry, because in your house at least you would have salt, you'd have maybe oil, you would have maybe seasoning, you have maybe onions and all of that. So, but for say a full meal, and you want to make the meal, and it's just you.
Yes.
5,000
for a family, for
for a family.
No. So here's the thing, right? We had this. I want to say it in Yoruba, but then you translate in English.
Okay.
Alo, meaning that we have more money than myself, but the sakpa is beyond.
Are not equal.
Yes,
our realities are different. Very different.
So a family would it's quite uncomfortable that a family would say, okay, they have 1,000 naira to say okay, and then because of some families' reality, they're having. Okay, the man is giving 1,000 naira, and you're wondering what would 1,000 naira.
So let me just break it down. I like to say that I am a very, very.
Should we pause? Should we pick this?
Okay, so you
hold
can
on.
pick your call. Yeah.
Hello. Don't stress.
Okay, so one of the things that I also learned growing up and under watching my mom is that, if she gets into the house and you are saying money is not really high and all that, she looks around and looks for how to make a meal from whatever it is that is available in the pantry, and is a thing
in the cupboard.
Yes, I think is a thing a lot of women do well. You will just, and so for me, there are some things that I have looked at that can work. So if you want to pick your call, you can go ahead.
Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
My name is Kelly.
Okay.
I've called earlier on and I've sent message.
Okay. You called in Signals Marketplace quickly.
I so much appreciate this submission and I agree with the speaker, the consultant, because yes, I too grew up in the same manner, and the best way to buy things is buy in bulk. So by the time you do that in bulk, when things are up, you still have something to take while you are looking forward to buying another thing. Thank you for your.
Thank you so much. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so
pantry.
Yes, you just look around. I mean, there were periods where, and then we grew things. I think every household should have at least some mini garden. Okay. Small pepper somewhere, small tomatoes somewhere, scent leaf, whatever you call it where you're from, somewhere. Some spinach or amunututu, like they call it where I come from, somewhere in the corner of your house. They just have some. So we had all of these things. So my mom would easily go into the garden, pluck scent leaves, pick pepper, put it together, add onions, ginger, garlic, locust beans, blend it together, put it on fire, add a little palm oil, put your fish or whatever you have. You don't have fish, buy what they call oshikaigu, but it's smoked kwanla that a lot of people don't like, but that has now become some people's favorite because is not anybody's mate. Like, so put all these things together and mama and all of it, and then by the time you are taking that, you're not just economizing or managing or making the most of what you have, you're also eating healthy. Your systems are blessing you for it. So the reality is that there are things around us that we can actually use. This is a time now where you want to make sure that you are helping some of us have soil where we live, and just put a stump in the ground, just put a seed somewhere. When you buy your pepper, just put the water somewhere and watch it, and you would just see. So somehow we would have to look at some of these things too. These were things that helped. Plantain in your compound, who go crawling on the fence.
But we're living in my rent.
No, it doesn't. We also lived. I mean, these years when I was talking about, we lived in rented apartments. Okay. But it was such a time where you didn't have these buildings where everywhere is paved and then it is small. You are managing space. You're even building on the gutter. There was space. You had, even if you didn't have a fence, there was some cashew tree or guava tree that the landlord would leave in his compound, and there was soil somewhere. And the truth is, if you have where there is a way, where there is a will,
there's a way.
yes, you will find a way. I mean, you can plant in buckets, you can plant in sacks, bako sacks, rice bags. People plant yams, you plant potatoes. So many things you can do.
I'm coming. Now, market women will increase the price of vegetable or tomato and blame it on dollar.
Exchange rates. We buy the tomatoes in dollars from K2. When you go to my 12, they used to collect dollars. No, I think it's a Nigerian thing, and sometimes some of our realities are not as hard
as we paint it to be.
As we play it out. I mean, they just increased the money for subsidy just went. So the day before, they announced subsidy on Tuesday. Say on Wednesday you get to the market, and then I want to buy something, and then you say, Madam, the price has changed. And I'm like, that's about it. And they say, you know, here that they are removed subsidy. How did that subsidy affect your whole stock? We are very unfair to ourselves. An average Nigerian is selfish. It's just about me. How much can I gather? How much can I keep to myself? It's not, sometimes it is not, the realities are not as hard. They're not as bad. But you want to make, it's like when the POS and all of that was happening and there was no cash and people were selling. So it's the same thing. That's like who most of us are fundamentally. You're just, you need to just grab.
Okay, so I'm asking, how can you plan a meal for 5 with 5,000 naira? How many meals with 5,000 naira gets you?
I'm still going to go back to that same thing I said about
1,000 naira?
No, about making sure that you have some of these things around you.
In the house.
And aside from that, so with 5,000 naira, most of us are used to stew, rice and stew,
yes.
Yam and stew, and stew.
It's easy.
Do you get? But how about swap your stew for banga, or what some people call lofiaku, even if the system of cooking will be a little different. But palm fruits, you will buy one dereka for, say, 600 naira. Give or take 600 naira.
Let me run something with you.
Okay.
And so I'm coming and I'm saying, Temitope, I have 5,000 naira. What will 5,000 naira get me? I don't have food in the house. I don't have salt. I don't have anything. What can I do at least? Would this 5k carry me for
It's calculation.
Okay.
2 tubers of yam, and I'm saying this from experience. So yesterday or day before, I bought 2 tubers of yam for 1,000 naira in Ujiboye Muslim. And it's very good yam. No, and it is not, of course, it's not the huge tuber of yam. It's like the size of...
one yam.
Your case is different. 1 tuber of yam now being, say, the size of a 700-800 naira loaf of bread.
Okay.
And now I bought this in the evening, which is also another trick. Sometimes evening markets is your best bet for meat, for pepper, for some of these things. They don't want to take the meat home.
No, so they rush to sell.
Price it like you're angry. We are all angry. They don't want to take the meat home. They don't want to sell meat from that they have refrigerated and all of that. So when you get there, wait till the evening to go and buy your meat. No, now. So you buy in such a way that you can keep.
Okay.
You are saying, I'm going to buy meat on Wednesday evening. So you are saving up your meat money for Wednesday evening. Go and buy the meat. Don't boil it and put it in the freezer because you will snack on it. I put my meat raw now in the freezer because if you boil and fry,
that's it law.
If you put it in your mouth, it will disappear. So like these are some of the things you also want. So with your 5,000 naira, I'm saying 2 tubers of yam. We must learn to do away with the self-consciousness sometimes of let the market in my yard view. I mean, big shout out to Ibadan people. I mean, I do not used to go home to go and bring reply. You yab me the market, we yab ourselves back. I can tell you that we are all in it together. And at the end of the day, when we yab ourselves very well, we will now joke about it and then we buy. But times are hard. But you must move with the times. You must toughen up as a person. So 2 tubers of yam, you can get 2 tubers of yam for 1,000 naira or 1,2. That's 1,2 safe. Is that I did not want to press too hard because sometimes I also tell myself that the market woman is, at least you are still maybe living a little better than some of them who are maybe selling in little small quantities, so you also don't overprice. If they give you what is fair, just go with it. Okay. Don't now be unfair. Okay. So 2 tubers of yam, 1, 2 abi. I have oil in my house. I have ororo, I have onions. even at that, even when you get to the market, when you want to buy onions, you see, these guys that put wheelbarrow in the market for onions, they will tie some black nylons and put on their onions that they are displaying. Even on peppers, they tie some in the nylon and put on it. Those ones in the nylon, pick it. An average size of onions tied in a black nylon would cost you 300 naira.
Okay.
That's the last I bought. That's the last price I bought the one I bought. So, what is wrong with it? Why are they tying inside the nylon? It is not very big. Some of them are very tiny, and then it's wet. It's not very dry. When you buy that, you would get home and see big sizes of onions in it. I spread it and ate. And then I will just keep taking onions. You want to cook beans, it needs a lot of onions. You want to, but now you go and then they display, they put 4 pieces. They tell you 200 naira, 50 naira. Like, how many do you want to use to cook beans? You want to make, some of these things are things you can't do without in making, even if times are hard. You need a large quantity of it. Okay,
we have a WhatsApp message saying that Signals, good morning, Oshodi, and your guest. The mist or jinx of this saying by elders that you don't bend down and look behind in the market where they sell red oil. This is the reason why my guy refused to go into red oil business. Okay,
I don't get that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think I know it was last Saturday.
Okay.
Now here's the thing, right? Would we say that your investigative journalism background gave you the edge while negotiating for a fair price? Because I
will say it is circumstances. So it is my purse. When I look at when I'm looking at my bank balance and it's looking like a postal code 234, like, or it's looking like a PO box 101. I mean, so I get to the market and I'm telling you, call me. How are we going to do this thing like this? Because mom must work. I love food and I love to eat well. So if I want to eat yam, like, if there's no egg, it's garden egg. If you want to fry egg, put plenty pepper, small egg. Children, for those who are raising children, it's even crazier.
Yes.
You want to retain the nutrients. So I said there are some of the things that you'd have to work around. It is my purchasing power that determined how I would. I mean, you get in there and trust me, your salary, your income, your take home, what you're earning and all of that from whatever business you do and all of that will most likely never be enough to match whatever it is that your daily demands and all of that will be. So somehow you're going to have to work around it. You're going to look for, if this is the premium brand, what is the next alternative? If this is what will get me this, swap egusi for soya beans. Do you understand?
Okay.
Swap egg for garden egg when you want to eat yam, or pick garden egg in place of.
But for some of us that are finicky eaters, like it's not all the things that we not doing.
It's your muscle. As it is right now, I mean, realities will
differ, change.
Yeah, realities differ. So I mean, by all means, you can still afford the eggs. I mean, fantastic. If you're raising kids, there are different sizes of eggs. Especially in arena markets. There are egg crates that you can buy for 1,112. So what that means is that the egg is not so big, but your child gets an egg a day.
Okay.
So these things, there are sizes. You will get there. You see, the one I want to buy, there's a name they call the big eggs now. Jumbo.
Jumbo, yeah.
The one I want to buy the jumbo eggs. I understand you. This is the economy jumbo. It's your purchasing power jumbo. Why don't you, if your purse is lean, buy lean beef. If your pot is lean, just also make sure that somehow you are by yourself cushioning the effects the way that you can. Okay. White Gary is 1,000. The last I bought was 1,008. Maybe it's because of where I bought or the quality of what it was. 1,8. Some still sell 1,5.
How much is Jebu Gary?
That's it. It's the Jebu Gary that is 1,8.
1,8 for 400 naira.
Yes, and so you are saying Gary 1,8 for 400. Lafu, who used to eat lafu?
Me. I eat
white.
Lafu.
So I bought in Mushin on.
The last time I bought was 800 naira.
Okay, so I bought the day I bought yam. This is like 2 days ago.
Okay.
And I bought one paint for 1,005. And now this is the thing. I smelt it. It smells wet. It's not going to be. I have not made it, but I know it's not going to be fantastic. And so the woman is saying what you are buying is, she mentioned the place. Okay, kinikon that they are bringing it. It is this price. And I understand in this period, it's hard to dry the cassava, so it might not be. But then, even at that,
okay.
Who used to eat lafo?
Me. I prefer it over amala.
500 naira, 400 naira, and all of that, and you just make it in hot water on the floor, and you're
it's
good
very
to go.
easy. They know used to give me amala because they need to beat because of amala.
It used to swell up, so small can feed plenty people. But now it's not even a poor man's food.
You say, it signals on it.
Well,
it signals on 91.3. We're talking food market pricing reality with Temitope Omole, and she has taken us. You know when you are taking your mother is taking you to the market and you have to price, right? And if you have questions, comments, I've been laughing away. If you have questions, comments, you can send us a WhatsApp message 0809 234 5913, or you can call us 0809 191 3913. Or 0809 222, that's 2 in 3 places, 0913. Send us a WhatsApp message 0809 234 5913. I have like 3 to 4 minutes to go, so I'm waiting for your calls and comments for us to read. Now, 2 things. Do you think the prices of food would reduce? Are we looking at that reducing anytime soon?
I do not want to raise anybody's hopes as well as mine, but do you see things go up and come down? Rice right now is like 55,000, 60,000 naira
per bag.
Which also brings me to the point where I'm like, Ofada Igbimo rice from Ekiti, Ofada from Abeokuta, the Benue rice. I'm presently eating Benue rice because of a magnanimous neighbor I have downstairs who gave me rice from her state. Afada farms rice, so they send her rice from Benue. So
how is that? For someone else who likes to eat foreign rice.
Did you hear? How is that?
Long grain. It's true now. The other small
I said you will adjust your taste bud. And like I said, or you also mentioned, that realities differ. Those who can afford long grain and imported rice and all of that will do that, and it's fine if they do that. It's fine if they adjust their all of that and all. But for the Benue rice that I was saying, I've been eating this rice and Oshoji.
It's fine, Abby.
Abba Jenny, that's we have choice. That's why we are choosing. The rice is fantastic. It got up very well inside the pot. I've made jollof rice with it. It's fantastic. I've made fried rice with it. It's fantastic. I have done all sorts. And I just told myself that when is our Igbimo rice from Ekiti that feels better than the imported rice gone? When is it going to be in the market everywhere? So why can't a Benue rice have a place where we can pick the Benue? Why can't these things be in the market? The Abakaliki rice, the Eko rice. I mean, I ate from it during the period, and I hope nobody heard that. I ate that rice. And I know that at least they wrote a rice on it, and it was not bad. So what happened to these things? The Abakaliki rice, for instance, that Abakaliki people swear by, how delicious and all of it. Why don't we have these things in the market? So why are we buying rice at this cutthroat price? If the Benue rice will cost an average of about 30,000 naira, it was 30 the last one she bought. So maybe it should be 35 swinging to 40 now, because all of these things would also affect. I know that the insecurity thing has chased a lot of people from the farm and all of that. But even still at that, when are we bringing all these things? How do we go about this such that I can eat? Even if father rice is expensive. No, yeah. It's 8,000 naira paint container right now.
From 4,000.
8,000 naira. So what is and it's our own.
And the question then is, why is our own now expensive and we don't want to relate with it?
Because the farmers are not staying, they are not able to stay.
I was going to ask you that.
And so what they are putting in the ground and what they are investing, by the end of the day, when the produce comes out, the balance is the tilt is not funny. So they also have to break even.
Now, do you think that farmers are benefiting from the high price in food?
I don't think anybody is really benefiting, because as we are collecting it, we are also putting it back. We just need to, but to solutions. Buy in bulk, join forces with people, buy a bag of onions, share it. buy a bag of rice, share it. Buy 60 tubers of yam, like a Omole. Buy and split it. In your workplace, your cooperative society. These are the things that I watched my own mother do. She was a teacher. And they are cooperative and all of that.
These women
inside the staff
amazing.
room,
They
just
share.
push the table to the side, put the onions on the floor in the staff room, and start to portion, and then everybody takes their bit. Those who didn't contribute to that cooperative are looking and they are saying, hey, yeah, I known. Rice, yam, pepper, all of these things you can. K2 is accessible, Mount 12. The Koshofe where yam is at least relatively okay. I mean, just more bulk.
How many markets have you gone? Before I wrap up, how many markets have you gone?
I've tried.
You have to start listing all the markets.
Not so much. It's just that everywhere I find myself, I just always look for a place where. So I know that there's this place in Ikeja, and this is a Sapa tip. Semo is expensive right now, yeah, right? And a lot of people take this. We take swallow a lot. So there's this cassava and maize mixture that people take now, where you ratio maize to cassava and then you
put it together.
Yes, you put it together and it makes a very good swallow. There's a place in Onigbombo in Ikeja. If you get to Onigbombo, just say you're looking for the place where they do this. Trust me, you will not buy Semo again. They will do it for you. They will tell you how to ratio it, this ratio of corn to this ratio of cassava, and then they will clean it up and
they will mix it for you.
They'll do it for you. Just discover these places. They are gems.
In a nutshell, because our time is up, what do you think? And I was going to ask you about food blogging, vloggers, people reviewing food and all of that, because don't go there.
It's a long stretch. And I also just want to quickly say that online food vendors that are selling food stuff, food and all of that, they're good. I just really want to put it out there. At this period, though, I think we should fear God. We should fear God.
Okay,
we buy these things in the market when they put it on the internet and they are putting the price.
Yeah, because they're taking the time. So let me.
No, even at that, I go to the market. Maybe because it's something I do. It's why I see it and I say this is unfair because you can still make a profit without being this. I mean, I do this too. So I know that sometimes we are just not being fair to ourselves. That's it.
It's alright. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
I'm taking us to the market and come back. You are doing well, ma.
Thank you.
You know what?
Thank you very much.
Because I can love for the life of me. I can love for the life of me.
Well, we all have difference. I mean, you have where you excel, and I love food, and so it's important for me to look for ways to get the best. I think the issue is
why would you spend? I think our mothers, some of our mothers, not all, some of our mothers made being in the kitchen hell.
Really? How?
I don't know. They'll beat you like
it wasn't easy.
Okay, wait, let me pick this call. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning,
yes, please.
Yes.
Good morning.
Yeah. Nice one, you guys. Nice of you guys. Actually, I said the message, but like.
Okay. Sorry, talk from Mushiabi.
Okay, top up from Mushi.
Yes, if you want to chip,
right. What you said is right about the prices.
Yes, if you want cheap meat, go to Abattoir early in the morning. You'll be surprised what you get as low as 500. Oh yeah, Abattoir.
Yeah. I remember when I was with my mom used to do that. Want to go to the market early in the
morning.
Nice.
But there's something about it which we seem to say. We try to increase prices in products that we have stored previously, but because in the name of foreign exchange, we now want to increase our food costs. Though it's good for everyone to make profit, but not in the name of because the dollar has really increased. But that's why people are lacking adequate 3 square meters on the table.
Okay.
Every Nigerian is got to have proper balance.
Thank you so much, Stopper. My time is up, and I just read it. Thank you so much, everyone who was listening. I'm very grateful, and I'm sure that we've all learned 1 or 2 things. Thank you, Tokwe.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful week. Emmanuel, don't wait. Emmanuel, just wait first. Till we come your way again next week, Saturday, like you always say on Signals. Dream again, create opportunities for people. And because people will be people, keep creating opportunities. Have a wonderful day. God bless.